Hello everyone! Today we're going to be digitally painting a watercolor pear. Along the way, I will show you how to make it look more realistic by using watermarks. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using the Sublime Watercolor pack and the wood canvas that is included in the pack. Everything will be linked below. I've drawn a sketch, so you can download that and insert it like this. Insert a photo. And there's your sketch. And so we'll go to the layers panel and make a new layer on top of the sketch layer so that we can start to paint. And I've also made a color palette that you can download as well. Let's start off with this yellow right here. As for the brush, we're going to be using the watery rough edge brush. And we can start to color. Oops, let's make that a little bigger. And I'm going to start off by coloring the right side, mainly yellow. And this pear is going to be multicolored, just because pears in general are multicolored when they ripe. And so I'm just going to try to make it look more realistic by using different shades of yellow and green. As you can see, I'm using a slightly lighter yellow here at the bottom. You can use any of the colors in the palette or pick out your own. Now this is a slightly darker yellow, slightly brown, and then you can use some greens starting in the middle. You can also color over some of these areas to intensify the color, and with real watercolor, multiple layers are often created by first drying the first layer and then coloring over it. So that's what I'm doing here as well. And once you're happy with it, then you can grab the basic blender and start to blend out these overlaps. But just to make it look more realistic with some watermarks and brush strokes, I'm not going to blend out the entire area here. I'm just going to leave out some of the strokes to make it look more realistic. And then I'm going to make a new layer and make it a clipping mask. And then we'll grab a stamp. Bloom number 2 will do. And let's select a green, a dark green here. This one, let's test that out. You can't really see the color, so let's make it slightly darker. So there you go, you can start to see that green come through, and we'll start to add more stamps on the bottom and on the left side. You can also use browns like these. And I'm going to use an orange as well. So keep on stamping until you're happy with it. It looks pretty good now, so let's make a new layer on top and start to color the stem. Let's grab this brown, and we can go back to our watery rough edge brush again and just color the stem. I'm going to color it one more time as it's looking quite transparent. And I'm going to add a little bit more with a darker brown on the bottom of the stem here and then on the right side as well. And then you can use the tiny blender to blend everything out. Now we're going to grab the water drops brush here. And with this brush, we're going to grab this yellow right here. With this brush, you can create watermarks that are created when watercolor paint dries on paper. So you can see these hard edges being formed right now. And so to mimic that realistic loose effect, you can choose to add these in if you want. I'm going to create a stroke that looks a little bit more realistic right now. And if you prefer to have it in there, you can have it in there, but if you want your painting to be smooth and tidy, you don't have to add this in. You can also use the blender to just blend out any hard edges that look kind of not so realistic. I'm going to add in a little bit more here on the side. That looks pretty realistic to me. And then add in a little bit more here at the bottom. Alternatively, you can use this stamp here and then choose a green, a light green. And as you can see, you can create watermarks like that as well, but I'm not going to use that this time. With that yellow, you can hardly see it, so I think that's pretty natural looking. Now, let's just make a new layer again. And I'm going to choose a brown. And we're going to go and get the splatter stamp. And you can just stamp it anywhere you like. I'm going to choose the bottom area and the left side here. Trying to get it right. Once you're happy with where it's placed, you can grab the eraser and just erase the excess here and also some spots that look a little bit unnatural. And that's it, everyone. That was pretty easy, right? Although I've been away for a bit, I plan to be back on a weekly basis now, and I hope to bring elevated tutorials that will make the creating process a lot more fun and exciting. And so thank you so much for watching and sticking around, and see you in the next one. Bye!